All right, let's take a look at some of this craziness that Tim Pool has to say here. And if you guys don't know this guy, he's real popular on YouTube and such. And again, he was involved in the scandal where essentially a bunch of YouTuber people were taking money from Russia. Not cool, not cool at all, actually. And they claim they were innocent, but yet you got this stuff going on. So let's listen a little bit of this guy. Let's see here. I have this here. There it is. All right, let's listen.
Make money from guys. I'll be completely honest. If the show got banned right now, it'd be a huge weight off my shoulders. I don't make money from the show. It's really stressful. I work 16-hour days. I could work 8-hour days and then skate the rest of the day and still be rich. And this
is so he's claiming he can skateboard, I guess, the rest of the day. He doesn't make money from the show is what he's claiming. Now this video is a separate video from the quitting and blaming staff video, but this was kind of going viral with the other one talking about he doesn't make any money from the show. And my understanding, guys, is they were getting like crazy amount of money from Russia. I think it might have been like 100K per episode. So it's kind of funny to hear them say this kind of stuff here that doesn't make money from the show.
Guys, I'll be completely honest. If the show got banned right now, it'd be a huge weight off my shoulders. I don't make money from the show. It's really stressful. I work 16-hour days. I could work 8-hour days and then skate the rest of the day and still be rich. And this is extremely difficult. People get mad that we don't tell them all the details. Why? We can still get a strike. We can get a strike right now, even though the show's been deleted. Doesn't matter. I can get a call right now from Google and says, we don't care what you did. We're banning you. And so I'm desperately struggling to navigate censorship waters so a show can exist.
The funny thing about these people that always complain about, censorship like that, it's like you're one of the most popular channels on YouTube, gets like millions of views, but that's essentially like how can I say, people want to hear that even though the views and the popularity on YouTube say otherwise, right? So it's pretty ridiculous, this stuff. But this is actually a common play that you'll hear from a lot of these kind of people, right? They cry about free speech, yet they're like doing this like every single day. And again, he claiming he's making no money from this stuff. So it's pretty funny. What else we got here? This guy.
That will have a positive outcome that resists things like vaccine mandates, rushed vaccines, whatever your argument is. It can help push back against things like open borders, the dissolution of our community, and kids getting their balls chopped off. But you can't just do that by being an ogreish retard who runs full speed at YouTube's gates.
Okay, so we got to be careful the stuff that you let this guy play. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if censor's the right word, but certainly he's a certain kind of guy. Let's talk about his staff here. So he also threw his staff under the bus, which is kind of funny.
The show is over
here.
But yeah, I think this might be the end. We are well off. It is not a financial thing. We make a lot of money. But
okay, so now he's saying he make a lot of money. So I don't know the date of the first clip. That one was just sort of running at the same time that this thing was running viral. It seems that he does a ton of content every day, and just be thankful that someone actually scrubbed all through this stuff to actually make this it's like a 3 to 4 minute clip. Neil's saying it's the best news he's seen all day. All right, so this is where again I think he's going to be throwing his staff under the bus in this clip. Let's take a look together, guys. It's funny.
The show is over. But yeah, I think this might be the end. We are well off. It is not a financial thing. We make a lot of money. But piece by piece, the structure becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until it becomes impossible to manage. I would never call out anybody personally or individually. I would just say that like compounding, I don't know, laziness.
Ooh. Yeah. So he's saying he'll never call out anyone personally, I guess, but it seems he is calling people lazy. And I'm laughing because, just imagine if your boss is like on air, doing whatever show that they're doing, basically calling, y'all lazy and terrible work or that kind of stuff. So, again, I don't feel sorry for any of these people. But I do find it entertaining to see them cry. And these guys, like I was saying, guys, these guys make quite a bit of money. So, don't let them fool you when they make these things of like, I don't make any money, that kind of stuff. They do quite well for themselves. you know, probably 7 figures a year. You know, exactly how much, who knows? You know, you can do a quick Google search. Let's just do a quick Google search of Tim Pool. Get an idea. Let's see, Tim Pool. See if anyone yearly revenue. Let's get an idea as he cries and complains. I mean, I'm just looking. I just did a quick Wikipedia, and it's saying like he's making. Well, I know the $100,000 of video, perhaps. This one is 2022, saying non-ad revenues like at least in the thousands. I'm thinking he's making 7 figures though. I know. Let's see here. Oh, okay. This was last year. There's a thing that's saying Tim Pool. He's claiming he makes 8 figures a year. That's a lot more than 7 figures a year. Like I'm pretty sure these guys do well for themselves. I would not doubt it. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can get that clip here. Yeah, he well, yeah. So eight. I like I said, I just found a thing quickly that says he makes 8 figures a year. Like I said, I wouldn't doubt it. Let's watch a little bit more of this. But I think this. Yeah, I think the Russia stuff is you know, should be weighing on them. Let's see what else he says here.
Yeah, that builds up over time, which adds more and more workload.
And the build up over time thing, I think he was talking about the laziness. He was complaining about the employees there.
Really? I would just say that like compounding, I don't know, laziness. Yeah. That builds up over time, which adds more and more workload to, you know, me and Allison to get to the point where we're just like, can't do it. We do really well. And, you know, it just, the problem is without a proper CEO who isn't hosting the show, it's not possible. Like, I think we have like 30 something employees. And so
30 something employees. He says he doesn't have a proper CEO. Like how big is this kind of guy? So I don't watch it. You guys can. This is a question because I just don't watch him, to be honest. I know who he is. I'll catch, you know, something every now and then here or there, but not like I'm like a regular follower or anything. I know who the dude is. But the thing is with this dude, he's saying he's got 30 people. If you look at his YouTube page, I think he's got 2 YouTube pages, and I don't know if one's a clip show or if they're completely separate. I just know he's got tons of content. So like, for example, let me just type in Tim Pool here on YouTube. I'm just looking here at this dude. So yeah, so one is the Tim Pool. It's got 1.37 million subscribers. So it's, you know, one of the bigger channels on YouTube. It appears that one is an everyday channel, and then I think his main channel is the podcast one where he's got like a bunch of co-hosts and stuff. Let me see how many subscribers they have here. 2.16 million subscribers. And when you get over 1 million, you're a pretty big show. And it looks like they're doing something on YouTube like it's like every hour. Okay, I take that back. Well, I mean, maybe it's like 4 times a day, with, you know, 2 million views, and I mean, it's just all the time. So, but the thing is, he's got 30 staff though, is what he claims. So that's for the question. I don't watch this dude. Does he bring on guests and stuff? You guys can let me know. Let's see here. Nathan says they also have a pop culture crisis channel. Oh, they got another channel? So he's got like 3 channels? I didn't know that. What the heck? Well, he said he claims he's got 30 employees. Tim Pool. Let me see if I can find this other one. So I found 2 of his channels. Pop culture. Oh yeah, you're right. He does have another one. So that's a much smaller show. It doesn't do well. I don't think he's in it, but maybe his staff people are in that show or whatever. Okay, so guys, I mean, Mike's making the joke here. Maybe he's got 15 employees in St. Petersburg, Russia. That's pretty funny. And and if you don't know, true story. I made a video about the Russia thing with Tucker Carlson, and that was a while ago. And I got a ton of views coming in from St. Petersburg because YouTube tells you where the views are coming from. And it was actually, the other city was Moscow. But I think a lot of the Russia, like, misinformation and bot farms things, they come from St. Petersburg. So it's actually funny you brought that up. But yeah, 30 employees seems kind of nuts to me. I mean, what's up with this dude? All right, let's see what else they say is here.
The conversations I've had with family is like, I am under no illusions that I have the capability to make this company what it could be. And I hear all these things. No, Tim, you're wrong. You're wrong. Oh, come on. We've been trying to get a coffee shop open for 2 years. Yeah. Clearly, I cannot do it. I skate.
So is the dude saying that he's incompetent? Is that what I'm hearing here? So he says he's under no illusion to make this company what it could be. Is he basically just saying I'm incompetent? is that is that what's going up? Funny. Let's see here. Let's listen again.
To get to the point where we're just like, can't do it. We do really well, and it just the problem is without a proper CEO who isn't hosting the show, it's not possible. Like I think we have like 30 something employees, and so the conversations I've had with family is like, I am under no illusions that I have the capability to make this company what it could be.
Okay, yeah, he is saying he can't do it by himself or whatever it could be. And I want to go back to the 30 employee thing, guys. So, I mean, you may or may not know this. I do everything. It's just me. My wife will, appear on the show every now and then. I don't know if call this a show, but our YouTube channel every now and then and chat. But I do all the editing. I do all the research, reading, etc. These kind of channels that expand into, past one person. To me, it's nuts. I think it is. I think a lot of it is greed, or to be very frank, it could be incompetence. Maybe Tim has no idea how to edit anything, or no idea how to do any sort of graphic work for thumbnails. Who knows? But the problem is for these kind of people, when you start to hire more people, you have more mouths to feed, and then the beast, requires money to feed it, and then you start in his situation taking money from Russia and working with all sort of shady people. But I can't comment on if Tim Pool's always been taking money from shady people. I just don't know. You have to ask Tim Pool and that kind of stuff. But it's not just Tim. It's the cohort of people. They were in some sort of media group. I want to say it was called Tenet Media. It was out of Tennessee, and there was a bunch of conservative people that were tied to this thing. 3 of them got money from Russia. I don't know how many other influencers they have on there. Maybe we'll say 5 or 6, something like that total. I don't know. I mean, I just saw what's on the website, but it was a major scandal if you guys hadn't been following this thing. But to hear him just like talk, and then I think this dude's like a skateboarder dude, but that's his sort of appeal, the audience he's going for. So it's interesting to hear him talk about his not making any money stuff when he's talking about 8 figures and stuff like that. Let's see what else he says here.
Illusions that I have the capability to make this company what it could be. And I hear all these things. No, Tim, you're wrong. You're wrong. Oh, come on. We've been trying to get a coffee shop open for 2 years. Yeah. Clearly, I cannot do it. I skateboard every day. Yeah, if we can't make cameras and a computer work, and despite all the previous failures we've had, there's not a single person here who can make sure that either the studio is operating or secondary studio is operating. We've gotten to a point in the company where everyone's kind of just kicked their feet up and said, I'm doing what I need to be doing. Yeah. And then that just means I'm Sisyphus pushing the rock up. The problem is people are sitting on the rock. We have this off.
So he just said that his staff are sitting on the rock. I guess that. So what's he saying? So first he's saying he can't do it himself. And he can't even do a coffee shop, I guess is what he was saying. And he just skateboards all the time or something. If you don't know, this guy, I played a video in prior videos of this dude, but he's a high school dropout. He thought high school was a waste of time. And according to him, and this was his own words of like, he thought his time would be better spent, making video games and skateboarding. Now, whether or not he was really making video games, I think he was just playing video games. Yeah, and the other thing too, what's kind of funny about this dude, as we get more into this stuff, he's like, talking about how he wants to take care of his family, stuff like that. My understanding, I don't think he's married or has kids. You guys can let me know on this stuff. I don't think so. So it's kind of strange that he was talking about that. But you can hear these words for himself. So it's interesting. one thing I'll say though about these kind of people is the more that you know see someone, the more they expose themselves or reveal themselves, right? So we're seeing who this Tim Pool dude is. So let's hear some more of this guy. It's pretty funny.
Some property. We have skate parks. We have Willy Wonka's candy factory or whatever, chocolate factory. Why can't we get people to just do something? Again, like not calling anybody. I don't want to insult anyone directly, but it's just seeing someone stand around, do nothing. And then so the challenge is, in order to make this show operate, I have to work what is effectively 16 hours a day.
So he's saying he has to work 16 hours a day. Wait, we got something here. Where did you hear this one? So Theodore is saying he got one of his own staff pregnant recently. Let me Google that. I have not heard that. Yeah, let me see this. Tim Pool. So I can't confirm that one. I don't work in their office, nor am I in. I wonder. Tim Pool and girlfriend. I'm not sure. Oh, no, I don't see anything about this. Is this or is this a joke or is that a real thing? I don't know. Let me see. Well, it says here 3 days ago that maybe he's having a kid, maybe? Or is this sort of, I'm not sure. Let me see here. I'm just Googling this here, but I don't know if it's a staff member. It says Allison Newberg, but this is just on Reddit, so you can't necessarily trust Reddit. Oh, there's another one that says that Tim Pool's girlfriend's imaginary. I'm not sure about it. If you guys heard anything. Oh, okay. So he's saying his CEO, Allison Newberg. Okay. That's what it says here too, but I can't confirm this stuff because I'm just not in this world. Someone else said they also posted that he was a Russia chill. Yeah, we talked about this before. James is saying the beanie wants out, so he's got no choice. Maybe. And that's right, Tom. Not everyone wants to push Russian propaganda. If you guys don't know, the I can't remember, is it Russia Times or Russian Today? I think it's Russia Times, but the RT, they changed their name to RT. They actually contacted me about a year or so ago, and I said no. Actually, they wanted me to come on their show. That's the Russian propaganda network. Then after Russia invaded Ukraine, actually the U.S. banned them from broadcasting USA. So not everyone is a sellout like these people. It's just some things aren't worth the money. Let's see what else this dude has to say here. So I haven't had it's fair to say, weekday sunset in 4 years. Like just through the window or something. Or now that we're in the new studio, there's no windows at all. Interesting. So you guys may or may not know this. I used to work in a radio station. And we actually did have a window, but we keep the blinds down. The reason, so this part's true though, because the reason is you want to completely soundproof your room, right? So we even have like a vault kind of door, like a bank vault door kind of thing. And okay, Mike Mika's saying it's Russia Today, right? So that might be true. There's no windows in the thing. So yeah, but whether or not he's working 16 hours a day. So I think the way that he described it though was like practically working 16 hours a day. I think what he's probably implying he's in the studio, but then outside the studio that he's working a bunch. But it depends how you define working. If you're kicking back a couple cold brews and texting your staff, that kind of stuff, because if you got 30 people, I don't know, are you really working 16 hours a day? And then the other issue as well, if you're bragging about making 8 figures, not 7 figures, because I just Google it quickly, 8 figures is, I guess he claimed before. Are you really? And actually, I'll see if I can play that clip. Pool. Give me 1 second. I can find it here. You guys will be able to hear it. Yeah. So let's see what he has to say here. This is about the 8-figure thing. We make a lot of money at timcast.com. I've never talked about our membership numbers or ad revenue or anything things like that because I don't know. It's a private business. We're not a nonprofit, sure. And I think a lot of people don't understand how expensive things can be and money.
when it comes to doing things like this. But we do make a lot, and I'll
I
put it this way.
love that you rake, by the way.
We do.
I love it.
I think we do around 8 figures per year.
That's beautiful.
So this is, and it's almost exclusively just me personally.
Okay, you just heard it there, guys. So this was back on January 17, 2023. Tim Pool was saying that he makes 8 figures. And then he's crying about having to work 16 hours a day. I don't even know if that's true. But, dude, if you make 8 figures, come on. So when you're in the, and who knows how much that is, right? It could be, are you making 10 million? Are you making 30 million? I don't know. I can quick Google Tim Pool yearly revenue. So he's claiming 8 figures. I mean, the average American is like what, 40, 50,000, something like that. And this guy's like 8 figures. So, don't feel sorry for these kind of people. They're just crying. And you'll see this kind of behavior among these people who have like their only job is YouTube basically or whatever. Well, let's just see what else he says out here.
Wow, what if I finished work at a normal time like everybody else and just I don't know, hopped in the car and went down to the river and looked at frogs?
Yeah.
If I show up in the morning and I do,
where'd the frog thing come from? I don't know. Is that a thing? No, I like frogs. To be fair, guys, I like frogs, but I don't know. Yeah, and Scott says you would think that would piss his low income audience off because he's making it off of them. Yeah, you would think so, but I mean, there's a lot of things that are strange about YouTube audience and stuff like that. I mean, or in the social media driven world, these kind of people quit, they come back and they quit and they cry and stuff like that, and the audiences still stay there. I personally never understood that kind of stuff. Why audiences stay for these kind of people, but yeah, here we are. Let's see what else he has to say.
my morning show, I get to give a portion of the work that I do to them so that they can try and make something work. And, I know they're trying as hard as they can, and some more successful than others.
So it was weird. So before he was calling some of his staff lazy. The other ones he's saying they're trying hard, and then sending some that were sitting on the rock that I guess he's pushing up the hill. But again, this guy's claiming he makes 8 figures a year. Let's see what else we have here.
But it just becomes too burdensome to the point where unless they get off the ground and are able to maintain and manage themselves and make money, we can't do it anymore. There's a degree of staff required to run a show like this. And I'm going to work 16 hours every single day to the bone and figuratively say I get no weekday sunsets so that someone else can be like.
And I'd like to hear from you guys what you think about this dude's job. Like, so he's a high school dropout. He skateboards all the time is what he claims, and makes 8 figures, right? And he sits in a chair and just like cries. Ramen saying there's no sound. You guys let me know if there's sound. I think the sound is working. Jason saying Tim has bragged about not being prepared for his shows. He does no script writing. Yeah, I mean he has 30 people is what he says. Who knows? I don't watch him well enough to know if he has well written jokes and stuff like that. I can just tell you guys, I do YouTube every day. I find it fun. I like to read the news. I always keep up on that stuff, and I'm completely unscripted. He's got 30 staff people, so that's a whole other ball game. And I'll tell you, most people on YouTube. Oh, there's no sound. No sound. No, should be sound. What are you guys talking about? So a couple of people are saying no sound. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Some people say loud and clear. Some people say no sound. Oh no. There is sound. Okay. But anyway, what I was saying though is, a lot of stuff you see on YouTube is edited and stuff like that and fake. So I this kind of guy, I don't know, what to make of it. And that's why, like, and you guys know I'm unscripted because sometimes I'll just say I don't know because I don't know. It's totally fine. So Earthcoin says I literally have worked like 12 hours a day for 20 days this month. If that 12 hours a day was sitting in a chair and stream of conscious vomit idiocracy, I would not be complaining. Right. And you're making 8 figures a year, not 7 figures, 8 figures a year. So that's why I said these kind of guys that they cry and cry and cry. But that's their show, is crying, and they appeal to an audience who cries with them, right?
I ain't gonna fix it. And there are a lot of people here who are willing to do a lot more and go above and beyond. You have Raymond sitting right here.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I was like, yeah, you should sit in this one. And then there are a lot of people that are like, when can I put the knife in Tim's bag? I can keep doing my morning show. There's no issue.
Yeah.
I require 0 employees to do that. So I kind of feel like I shouldn't get paid less for, like, so I'll give you some stories. We've had instances of people who work here leaking private information to far leftists who are harassing and stalking us.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So I don't know who this person is on the right here. If you guys know, you can let me know. I just don't know who that person on the right is. So he was saying someone's leaking information, so no idea.
We've had instances of people stealing equipment, getting caught on camera.
Stealing equipment, getting caught on camera. Well, and that could be a product of, because Tim, of the person who you are, no one good wants to work for you, or the way that you manage people, right? You treat people well. They tend not to steal from you. That's sort of how that works. So, there's that. Let's listen a little bit more of this dude.
All the stress has come to a head. We finally make the decision. Maybe we should just take care of ourselves and stop pushing as hard as we can to the point where our heads are going to explode and our eyes pop out of our heads. And that's what happens yesterday, when we're at a point where I don't want to put my family at risk. And there's limited things I'm willing to say because of the psychopaths who threaten us every single day and the very serious threats that we do receive almost every single day.
So when he refers to family, I'm not know what he's talking about. Like I said, I don't think he's married or has kids, if I'm correct. So I don't, I don't know what he's talking about. Unless he still lives at Mob's house. I mean, no, he makes 8 figures a year. I don't think he does. Let's see here. I don't think he's married. It shouldn't be. I don't think so. No, he's not married, is he, guys? I don't think he is. Is it? What's he talking about with the family stuff then? Because yeah, it even says here just 2 days ago, people are talking about his girlfriend's pregnant or something. So what's he? I don't know what he's referring to here. We'll hear him say it again. He's talking about. Okay, then you guys are talking about the other person is Sam Cedar, I think, is who they showed before. All right. I'm not hip to the YouTube gossip, so I'm a little bit late on this story thing. I'm just, like I said, I wanted to watch this with you guys. So let's just see here. All right.
All the stress has come to a head. We finally make the decision. Maybe we should just take care of ourselves and stop pushing as hard as we can to the point where our heads are going to explode and our eyes pop out of our heads. And that's what happens yesterday, when we're at a point where I don't want to put my family at risk. And there's limited things I'm willing to say because of the psychopaths who threaten us every single day and the very serious threats that we do receive almost every single day. But as I mentioned, we've talked about it. We worked through as much as we can. And I think largely due to the response from our loyal fans, members, viewers, and, and some friends and family, we'll make it work to the best of our abilities. So with that being said, it's kind of the weirdest way to announce that I'm pursuing, my family life to the best of my abilities. And I will stress too, one of the most frustrating things.
So I guess he's going to pursue his family life is what he's saying. So this sort of big news where it came out for him, where he, I guess, his COO, so that'd be Chief Operating Officer of Timcast Media, is, I guess, pregnant, or at least that's what I found on Reddit, but I can't. And then someone was saying it was in some sort of Ask Me Anything situation, so I'm looking for some details on this stuff. I generally, like, for YouTube gossip stuff, I don't keep up on these things. So I don't know his situation of his marital status, that kind of stuff. No idea. But I don't. But my understanding, like, these kind of shows, though, this kind of person, I don't think. And who would want to be this dude's girlfriend anyway? Too. That's the other issue. Yeah, there's that. What else we got here? Mika's saying someone mentioned that Tim's father goes on to Sam Cedar's The Marty Show. Oh, okay. I think I might have heard that. Yeah, I think he called in the show, and I can't remember what he said. That was during the situation with the when we found out that they were taking money from Russia. Let's see what else the dude has to say here.
Way to announce that I'm pursuing, my family life to the best of my abilities. And I will stress too, one of the most frustrating things about, comments, for instance, I know not to read the comments. I know that half of them are just stupid and half of them are great.
So I guess he's saying half of his audience is stupid. In regards to that, I want to play this clip again, guys. If you didn't hear this, this is Tim Pool talking about how much money he makes here on YouTube. Let me play it for you.
We make a lot of money at timcast.com. I've never talked about our membership numbers or ad revenue or anything things like that because I don't know. It's a private business. We're not a nonprofit,
Sure.
And I think a lot of people don't understand how expensive things can be and money when it comes to doing things like this. But we do make a lot, and I'll put it this way.
I love that you rake. By the way,
we do.
I love it.
I think we do around 8 figures per year.
That's beautiful.
So and it's almost exclusively just me personally. So we have employees who help run Timcast IRL.
Where's the Bugatti at? Where's the private? I
have a Model S.
The Bugatti's right here, baby.
We've flown private several times.
Nice, man.
Yeah. So
So he's claiming he makes 8 figures, has flown private several times, right? These kind of things. So yet he cries that his life is so terrible. Guys, 8 figures is a lot of money. And that puts you probably the top 1% of the USA, I'm pretty sure. That's a year. So, many people, well, I say many, most people in the world, not just USA, wouldn't make that in a lifetime. So that's and this is the dude. Remember, we're talking about the kind of money they're getting from Russia was like $100,000 per just one video on YouTube. That's the kind of money that these people are slinging around, and yet they cry all the time. So let's just hear else what he has to say here. But I think there's a possibility, though. I've been wondering about this because I remember we talked about this a couple months ago or so, where it was revealed publicly that they were to get money from Russia, and they kind of gave a sorry, not sorry kind of response. So we'll see if their lawyers had a talking to them as possible. Let's see here.
But it really does sting when for the past several years, there are people saying, haha, Tim, you don't have any children. Why aren't you married? And the reality is because I'm sacrificing to try and make this work and produce something that I think is valuable to people. And it comes to a point where I said, why should I, when I should just do what any good man would do and have my family? Well, we'll try.
So he's sacrificing, guys, for you. He's taking that 8 figures a year, sacrificing for you, I guess is what he's saying. Come on.
Just do what any good man would do and have my family. Well, we'll try to do it all. So that is the big announcement, and we will do what we can to make this show continue functioning and working. It may mean that we won't have guests on Friday, but Fridays will be crew shows where members, Timcast crew members and other people will join the show as our guest. Maybe some people will join as guests who are locals and live nearby.
Interesting. So I don't watch this show. You guys can let me know. I just don't watch it, so I'm not in the know. So are they having guests like every day on their show? So because again, before he was saying he has 30 staff, so I'm guessing then that would mean they have to book people, schedule people all the time, that kind of thing. Niels is saying, who cares what a guy that dropped out of high school at age 14 has to say? A lot of people on YouTube do, which is kind of nuts. It's interesting. Mark is saying he's a single cat lady. he may be. But don't make fun of cats. I like cats. Cats are awesome. And Mercer's saying, yeah, it's totally his job at stopping women. Again, Mercer says, yeah, in a ironic term, yeah, it's totally his job. That's stopping him from meeting women. So that's the thing with these dudes, guys. If you complain about women all the time, I mean, don't go blaming women that you're the reason why you can't meet women. So you just listen to yourselves. Let's see what he has to say here.
But there will be some reduction, but the show will continue. With that being said, the reason I decided to make the announcement, knowing that there will be security ramifications, is because I feel like I owe it to all of you who watch the show, the millions who have supported all of the content that I've produced and allowed me to live this life. it's not fair just to abruptly shut it down, disappear, and then go and live my own life. I think there's a way we can try and make it work.
Oh, so, you know, it sounds like he maybe wants to quit, or maybe it's just the YouTube quit where, you know, people say they quit and they come back in a week. A lot of people on YouTube do that. So these kind of videos and this stuff started coming out just a couple of days ago. So it's news to me. I was just like, I think someone mentioned a comment about this stuff, and I just looked up. I was like, oh wow, there's a story of him quitting and such. So I do appreciate you guys all watching. Thanks for hanging out for this kind of impromptu chat. Just want to chat with you and get your thoughts on this stuff. And thanks guys for filling in some of the blanks as we go through the show. So I'll catch you all next time, and thanks again for stopping by.